All right, so this match review comes to us from Knight of Sumeria. 900 hours in the game. Almost at adept zone where you can know most of your fundamentals of the game, playing all the singularities. It was a very difficult killer. Lot of setup required. Obviously, unfortunately, this character's kind of fall into that setup 3-gen and turn your brain off kind of zone. But otherwise, you know, kind of a hard character to get the mostest out of, especially if you're not very seasoned with them. But obviously, when you start getting better with them, they come online. Be like a low A, high B tier killer. Very good. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a gander at your points and your add-ons. You're on Cold Tower, which both variations are pretty fairly balanced between both sides, so that should be in your favor. I forget what that bauble does. The glove is correct. The glove is a great add-on. Let me recheck what the bauble does. Yeah, it's a lot of micromanagement. It requires a lot of micromanagement, which is exhausting, which is why I don't like playing, because I think you used the correct term there. It's exhausting. I don't like feeling exhausting playing a killer. I like to feel like cool and like I went for a fun shot or something like that. Being exhausted playing a killer is not the most fun thing in the world. So this one, the broken security key, this reduces the reboot timer of disabled pods by 15%. I mean, it's not, for a brown, that's not too bad. But like, honestly, there's a lot better options. So you may be limited, because I don't know how long you've been playing this character, how many blood points you invest in this character. But there's a lot of different add-ons that you can use. Obviously, the foreign plant fibers is probably something else that you should be running. There are other options for you, but it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just like, for a brown, it's okay, but it seems a little underperforming, I guess would be the word. Kind of underperforms a bit. So my family photo is another one that I see a lot of Singularity mains like really like, which gives you extra haste during overclock mode. So keep that in mind as well. Hey, look, I looked over and Scooby's like, hey, that one. I'm like, yeah, got on it. I got there. Why do people use rapid on Larry to like hit and slipstream? Yeah, I imagine that's the rationale, is hit them, you know, walk them down a bit and go for a safe teleport. I'd imagine that's why. Requisition form? Is that another one people use? Oh yeah, that's their like pig hat one. Yeah, I can see denied requisition form, because that's like, you know, start all match with all hats, or your Ouroboros file. Not nearly as effective as those other counterparts, but yeah, I can see it. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, that does make sense as well. Humble's like, you know, he just teleports to people, so like, he's not gonna be bloodlusting people very much. They play against bots. I don't think this is bots. I think it's anonymous mode, V. I think it's anonymous mode. I don't think it's bots. All four? What do you mean all four? Oh, okay. There you go. Okay. We made it. We made it back around. So dreams of your build. Well, we're talking about rapid with that. Surge, good pick. All of his attacks end with an M1. You can use stuff like sloppy surge, like you are currently doing. Deadlock's kind of like, I used to be a huge deadlock fan. It's a very safe pick, but it's also a very kind of an underwhelming pick. So just keep that in mind. You also don't have any info perks, so keep in mind that like if you're gonna run no info perks, you better have a pretty good macro sense of the game, or else you'll get lost in I don't know where people are and where to pressure people. So, yeah. Turn this up a little bit. And somebody right away. That's really good, especially with like Larry, which, you know, setting up your little gumballs can be very advantageous. Yeah, Corrupt can also be a good choice, but not it. Deadlocks are very, like I said, Deadlock is a very safe choice, but not like a bad choice. It's just like, it will underperform probably in a lot of ways, but it's like, it'll also probably, it's just a safer choice. Got that pretty... I mean, that's a thing that goes off and on throughout Doobie's history. And I'm not really sure what the devs feel about it. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if it currently does in this patch. But sometimes gens that are blocked by Corrupt or Deadlock will, like, if you pain or not, obviously not corrupt because that goes down when you down somebody now. Back in the day. Showing my age as a player. But like if a gen is deadlocked and you like pain res or surge, sometimes it goes through. And other patches it doesn't. And I kind of don't know what the devs think about it. Like, do they want that to be a thing or not? So I don't know if it's like it's the thing that devs go back and forth about. Okay. I got my head in the game. What are you doing? You got... I think, like, you're trying to do the thing where you kind of, like, use your pods in chase here. Yeah, I didn't do a particularly... any sort of particular setup time, which may hurt you later. But I've noticed Singularity is kind of similar to demo based on watching a lot of Singularity players. Is that like a lot of people just kind of only do the snappy like mid chase orbs or biopods. They don't really do like the setup. It's kind of like that kind of mentality. She runs back into you, which is very funny. Also notice you're setting your pods in very bizarre places that like have a lot of walls and obstruction of you in the way. You should be ideally setting your pods in places that have like a lot of field of view, so obviously you can, you know, goop them and then teleport to them. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're putting your, like this one in the middle here, up in that middle of that tree, that's a good one. But like in the middle of this LLT wall, like half of it is blocked by the rest of the walls, so you're not gonna be able to see that. Or really get anybody slipstreamed with that. There you go. It was a little sluggish. Also, that wand, I mean, she's just going to get rid of that right away. So that's not actually that helpful. What makes you think they're a Swift? Did they tell you they were a Swift? Or like, how do you know that they're Survivor friends? Or did you just kind of assume?
All things will succumb to my design.
Don't carry people under pallets if you can help it. Do not carry people under pallets if you can help it. If you can avoid doing it, do not. Because you're just setting yourself up for failure. It's just a good habit to have. Luckily, they all ran away, but... That's what I'm saying, like, if they were truly a Swift, they would have put you down right there. If they were truly a Swift, they would have put you down right there. They would have... Because there were two people near you very recently, so they're like, he's carrying me under the pallet. They probably would have ran up and at least attempted to pallet save. So that inclines me to believe that they're not. Not everybody who performs well are Swifts. And it's not... It's simply not good practice to just assume anybody who does slightly well is a Swift. Okay, unfortunate. If you see... Okay, I'm noticing a problem right away, too. Is that, if you see somebody with a wand in their hand, they're going to just immediately undo your biopod. So don't bother with slipstreaming those people, because they're just going to immediately undo it, like, right away. Because you've wasted a lot of time slipstreaming people. Like, it's been like 2 or 3 times. You'll slipstream somebody, just goop them, and then they just immediately undo it. Which is just a waste of your time. Like, don't do that. Slipstream on this thing. Ah, that's literally a D's nuts joke, but you didn't say D's nuts. But, like, I'm not allowed to? Okay, what the f is this? It's good to see you, KJ. Hopefully you're doing well today. And hopefully your all days treated you well. Good to see you. Gets rid of the EMP, though. I mean, I guess, but, like, it's still a waste of time. You see her, right? I mean, Dwight seems to be your weak link here. Yeah, so I would go after him. He's not really getting wands, and he doesn't really chase very well, so I'd go after him. He's just Wing into Pride Rock. Like, weren't you supposed to be napping? What are you doing, Des? Yeah, I was saying I guess to that, Simon, like, kind of facetiously. I was like, I mean, I guess. Keep in mind that your biopods do take longer to slipstream somebody around hooks, so you can do that just to keep an eye on like when the hook is happening, but like also remember that, like, you know, keep in mind that like you're not going to be necessarily slipstreaming people for that. Why am I training? Are they paying you to train people? If you're not getting paid to do that, you probably shouldn't be doing that. I mean, at this point, the right answer actually is to go over and tunnel Dwight, because while you're at 3 gens, you don't have a lot of hooks, and at this point of the match, just in terms of your macro sense, you should be understanding that somebody's either probably close to a gen or at least halfway past a gen. So like, you should be going after Dwight here, even though it's the mean thing to do. At least you're getting that surge. Not getting paid, but don't do anything you're good at for free. If they're not paying you for that, don't do it. It may make you a mean person, quote unquote, but like, if you're not paid to do that, don't do it. Because then they're just gonna go back to you every single time, and this should be something you're doing forever. Wrap it without spill, is it worth it? No. Like Jack just said, it depends on the killer. Like Singularity, if you're really good with Singularity and you're constantly putting up those biopods mid chase and teleporting, you don't need Bloodlust. You don't need Bloodlust at all. That is a blanket statement that does not fit everybody. It just does not. No. No. That's why it works so well on Clown, because like Clown, you just slow people to you, right? So you're not somebody who necessarily needs that speed boost. Gonna bring it up? Yeah, you should. Don't let them take advantage of you. You just don't call me a clown? It's bold of you to assume I would refer to you in any way, by anything.
Your jeans are limited.
Was she even wearing jeans? Sorry, that was bad. I don't know what's worse, that joke or the fact that it didn't take me, like, that was like 0 seconds where that came out of my mouth. It was almost involuntary. That's like the main reason. You know what I'm noticing? I know that you're playing on console, but you're really not doing like a lot of mid-chase like slipstreams. And once again, I say this almost every single match review where I have a Hux that's that's on consoles. Like, I get it, it's really hard to do on console, but like obviously at that point you have a choice. Like, do you want to just suffer through it when you should ideally just be playing a different character, or like, I don't know. You're under, like, the way the things you should be doing with this character is slipstreaming a lot mid chase, and if you're not doing that, you're underutilizing the character. And if you are like, hey, I cannot get good with this on controller, then why are you playing the character? If you're not going to be doing it, you're leaving a lot of efficiency on the table. So, don't. It's weird that you're trapping on it. We're not running it. Why did you get one? Did you refresh or something? Yeah, because we're not running one, right? So I don't know why I just randomly.
Your jeans need minor alterations.
You're not even wearing jeans. Sorry. Break that pallet and then just stop chasing her. That's... I don't know why you didn't commit to that. Very odd. Yeah, if you would chased her. Yeah, you should have chased her there. I don't know why you just gave up chase for no reason. Once again, Dwight should have been your target way earlier. You should have just got Dwight out of this game. You still should be gonna get Dwight out of this game. Hey, spooky. Good to see you. I ask questions like that. Like, why don't the survivors just take Huntress's hatchets when in a match? Throw them back at her. Just sitting there, menacingly. This map for killer? Coal Tower's pretty balanced for both sides. It can kind of err one way or the other, but like, well, tower usually is a fairly balanced map. Good mind game there. Well played. Well played. You dropped Dwight Deathhook for like most of the game. I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, now he had Addy, so he's just... Now he's... Maybe he found it, no. Like, you should have killed Dwight way earlier. Hey Jason, how's it going? How are you, friend? That's what I like about a humble. Obviously, Agi is my favorite quality of life perk. But, yeah, so I'm a little biased. It is my enduring. I don't think dropping to check Addy is something that you need to do in pub DBD. I don't think that's something that like not even then, it's not like in comp DBD, like you can only run one adrenaline anyway, but like my case being is like that is so extra and so unnecessary to be like, I need to drop check Addy. Like that's like I think that's far more than like, yeah, that is far more than you need to do. Just take your hook, bud. Rapid do, it cancels bloodlust. You no longer get bloodlust, but you get haste after an M1. Oh, my phone just storm drain? I am so sorry, Jason. That sucks. Sorry, bud. This Dwight should be dead, and now he's not. This would have been a 3K if you killed Dwight earlier. Or worse, could have been a 4K.
Genetic material ready for transport.
Yeah, this should have. Yeah, they just make it out. Not hitting. Alright, so in terms of your main takeaways, like I said, and I feel like I say this almost every single console, I get that doing Singularity things is on console. I understand that. Like I understand that that's a thing, but that's not. You shouldn't be playing a character that's so difficult to play on console and just intentionally underperforming. If you say, I am not going to get better at this because it's just technical limitation of peripheries, then like, that's fine, but don't play the character then. Because you need to be slipstreaming mid-chase to get the most out of this character. He's a fun and good character, but he is demanding. You have to do certain things to be efficient with him, and one of those is slipstreaming people mid-chase. And if you're not doing that, there's no reason to be playing this character. So that's your choice. Either don't play him, or, you know, suck it up and start actually doing that and trying to get consistent with that. Because you can't be leaving that on the table. You cannot be leaving that on the table. I think another takeaway is that a lot of your biopods that you're replacing were not in high vantage points or with wide fields of view. There was like one you placed kind of in the middle that was kind of good, but most of them were like hidden behind loops, hidden behind trees, like you or they were so low to the ground that you couldn't see much. Like your biopods were kind of just sloppy, not the perk. Yeah, very, very, very sloppy and not very. They didn't, like I said, they did not give you. They weren't high up, so you can see a lot of the map. They didn't give you high, like a lot of field of view, so you can see where people were going. Like your biopods were not that helpful to you. And like V-board, you put like 5 by Dwight up at the top of the map for like no reason. That was just, I don't know why you did that. You just put like 5 by 1 person. That was all you needed were 2. So I don't know. I don't know. I hate saying that. It makes me feel mean, right? But I don't know. Just like I hate that when that happens out in the wild too. Like, I'll be facing like a console, like it'll be a console killer like streaming, and he'll be like, well, if I was on console, this would be better, and I'm like, then don't play the character. Like if it frustrates you, or you're going to be underperforming because you're on controller as opposed to mouse and keyboard, why are you playing a character that is someone who relies on things that are better performed with mouse and keyboard? You can't just choose to not do those things. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. So, also, third takeaway before I got too carried away, Dwight was Deathhook for a long time, and you just like left him up for no reason. Make sure you get rid of your Deathhook gamers. If you had actually got Dwight down and on a hook here and killed him, would have been 3K or more. But Dwight hit Deathhook, and you just kind of let him, you know, do his little side quests and live his little best life. Just the little guy doing his best. Should have killed him earlier.